So this is a game I just played on Battle.net, and we're gonna see how to beat a human ground army made essentially of mortar teams and tanks, even though tanks were more the answer to my grievance, to my air army, than the first plan of this guy, I think. But I don't know, maybe he wanted to go tanks anyways, but I think it was just a counter to what I'm doing. So anyways, I'm starting here with Elthron King, Farm and Barracks. It's quite a cool game with high level heroes. And that's why I'm casting this replay. Because the result of this game was uncertain until the last segments of this game. Making a few footmen, getting stuck here with the Archmage. So I guess that's why this game was uncertain, because I had this very bad start here. So I didn't want to waste my time, so I used Town Portal. Normally you can avoid this by setting the rally point here, so the hero will spot in this position. But maybe I was busy doing something else, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention, so I forgot to use the rally point and I got stuck. So I already lose my Town Portal. But normally when I play against this guy I always beat him, so I decide to stay in this game. If this unfortunate circumstance would happen with another player, maybe I would just quit the game, because I don't want to waste my time in a game that starts so bad. But because I know that this guy always plays the same things, always plays mortars and ground army, so I'm confident that I can still win just by choosing a good army composition. So I'm going for level 3 here, but against this is very unfortunate. The creeps aggro my Troll Berserker, so I'm taking a lot of damage. I got level 3 by the way, and now I'm gonna do some blockings here. You can see I'm moving my peasant, my footman, trying to do some block, and I succeed to block the Archmage. So thanks to this micro move, and now you can see I'm blocking with my peasant. So by blocking his army, essentially I'm able to save the two most valuable units that I have, which is the Shadow Priest and the Forest Troll Berserker, which I must not lose because I pay a lot for them. And I already lost Town Portal, so
Job's done.
It's okay to lose one footman, but you want to keep the Shadow Priest alive to get some healing. Because at least you can see he's healing my Berserker.
Ready for action.
So if I didn't have this very bad start, this game would have been easy, I would say, for me to win. But because of this rough start, then it might be a challenge. And now I'm going for the level 4. I went for a pretty fast stack, decided to not to expand because I want to get level 3. During all of the game it was a bit laggy because I was recording myself at the same time, even though I decided to cast the replay later. But I was recording, and any time that I record it gets a little bit laggy. But now, of course, the replay is not going to be laggy because it's a replay. So the replay is going to be fine. But it was just hard to micro the units. It was a lot of pain because of that delay. But it was playable. So now I get my level nothing. I'm still level 4 with the Archmage, level 1 with the Mountain King, getting a bad item. This item would be very good for the Demon Hunter, obviously, or the Blade Master. Boots of Quel'Thalas, very good item for all the agility heroes, but irrelevant item for the Mountain King, and of course also for the Archmage. So buying the Shredder in the meanwhile and building double Griffin Ivories. Now this is very greedy and it can be punished by the human because I have nothing. Essentially I'm a 40 foot, I have absolutely nothing that's tier 2, I'm rushing to tier 3. And he's got already sorceresses, he's got one breaker, he's got a well-rounded army, but I scouted and I go for the Creepjack and I'm able to get a town portal and a sorceress, so that's very good for me and it kind of pays me back for the bad early game. So I got the town portal and I got a sorceress, so that was very nice. Puts me in a much better position, but the problem is that I have to survive until I get Griffins, and if he pushes I might be in trouble. He doesn't have enough to push me, but it can out-creep me. Essentially I cannot creep anything freely because you can see he's got a lot of vision, he's got a farm here. And if he decides to come now and Creepjacks me with the slow of the sorceresses, I'm not gonna be able to fight. Plus he's got breakers already, so I cannot take a fight right now. There's no way I can take a fight right now. So I'm just sticking around the map, trying to avoid any fight until I get Griffins. But there's not much to creep, to be honest. I already crept all my side of the map.
Job's done.
I crept my mercenary camp, of course.
Job's done.
I creepjacked him at his own mercenary camp, and being this map turn stand, there's nothing left to creep here. There's only this camp, but of course I cannot go there because I cannot fight him, so there's nothing I can do at the moment. I could go for an expansion, but I don't have any means to defend it because against I'm going for the fast tier 3. So the only thing I can do is produce those Griffins, and I decide to go inner fire.
Job's done.
Which was not the best decision because I could have gone directly for breakers now, since it was going sorceresses. But anyways, since there's nothing I can do at this point in time, I decided to just kill these farms because these humans who spam farms all around the map, they want to make it look like it doesn't matter, right? I make a farm, I make 15 farms, it doesn't matter, but if you kill them, you can actually make them supply stock. And even if you don't make them supply stock, you're still forcing them to build more farms, okay? Because at some point they will have to build more farms, so it's still 80 gold that you get. Let's see how much is... Okay, he's got 84 supply, so he's just mass producing farms everywhere. So killing those farms won't make him supply stock.
Our forces are under attack.
But still, it's 80 gold. So that's what I do, and I cannot fight anyways. But now I got 2 Griffins on the field, and I can start to do something, at least snipe those footmen. I cannot really attack those breakers, and micro is very hard because of the lag, so I decided to just go for the hero here. I got Bolt, I got Griffins. See if I can force a town portal, which he doesn't even have, by the way, because he didn't rebuy it. But I can't get the hero, and I'm losing too much here, so I decided to just quickly snipe the mortars and teleport out, and I do that successfully. So I got 2 mortars, that was very important. and not a very good trade, but you gotta understand that it still buys me time, because all that I want is time to get a critical amount of griffins, because when I got like 6 griffins, then I can use bolt and focus fire his heroes and kill his heroes with the power of griffins, which by the way are 1-0, but soon there will be more. And yeah, of course I have to stay at 50 while he's already broken up keep and he's building an expansion which I'm not aware of. Okay, so now we are watching the replay, but at the time I was playing I had no idea that he was going for an expansion, because I killed his peasant here and I thought he would not dare to build it again. Now I got like 5 griffins, still not enough. And I'm going for inner fire. So again, I know I cannot take a fight. Probably it's not the best map. This is not the best map to do this griffin strategy. I don't think I'm gonna do it again, because basically there's not enough camps to creep. What you want to do when you have griffins, you want to mass creep your heroes, because griffins allow you to creep extremely fast. So this strategy would work on Tidal Rock, would work on Twisted Meadows, it might work on any map that's got more gold mines and more creep camps, not on this map where there's nothing left to creep. So I can't do anything at the moment. I have just to dig around on the map, essentially achieving not too much except for killing farms, which is the only thing I can do at this point in time. But we saw that he's got like a huge amount of farms everywhere, so I don't know how many resources he invested into farms really. This should be like the 4th farm that I killed, so I got like 320 gold out of him, which is not to be underestimated. But still I cannot make him supply stock because he has so many of those. I never built so many farms. I don't see a reason why I should build so many farms. You can see I'm at 54. Getting the second attack upgrade. And now I decide to go for his peasants, because I need to use these griffins before he gets tanks or gyros. I quickly knock down this tower. I don't want to fight, I just want to kite and force some resources investment, but again, he's got a level 3 Mountain King already, so it's too much damage, I can't fight. So that was not good. But it was just unlucky because I didn't know that his Mountain King was level 3. If he had level 2 Mountain King, I could stay there a little bit longer, but not against the level 2 Bolt. And now I see he's got expansion because I used this Golden Scan. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't have time now, I must expand myself. And I cannot break upkeep, of course, because I don't have any gold. I need to take all the gold that I can, because I know he's already broken upkeep. He's at 61, he's mining from 2 gold mines, but he's only getting 14 gold. Each time I get 10, he gets 14. Because he's broken upkeep, so he's paying taxes. I get 2 peasants here, oh, okay, 1. And the town portal, and I don't use anything, so again this pays me back for the town portal that I invested before. Now I forced the town portal, killed 1 peasant and didn't lose anything, so that was a very nice move. It was a useful move, and it's 350 gold that I take from him. And if in case we have a fight, I can focus hero and kill the hero because he doesn't have a town portal. So that was very important move.
Job's done.
but I need an expansion. I cannot play this game or win this game without an expansion anymore. It's unwinnable without an expansion, so I need to power build an expo.
Under attack.
And of course now he wants to push, because I'm at 54 and he is at 70. He has a huge army to compare to mine. He has a lot of breakers which cannot be attacked by griffons, so he feels confident. So I have to do my best to win this fight because all the odds are against me. But he mispositions those footmen. I mean, it's so easy to snipe them with griffons. So boom. 2 footmen immediately down, and he's at 66, and now I am at 54. Still 12 supply behind. He's got rifles and breakers which perfectly counter my griffons, but I feel like he doesn't have enough of those rifles. So let's take a look at the fight, slow motion. The big deal is got this level 3 Mountain King and I'm level 2, so there's no way I should win this fight, to be honest. Even with 1 tower, which doesn't do too much. Again, he doesn't know how to position his hero. He's positioned it way up front, so it takes immediately a lot of damage. You can see his Mountain King, by the way, he's got a potion. I'm focusing it, even using the Scroll of the Beast. Even though I know that he's got breakers. But I don't care, because it's gonna take a little bit of time before he steals all of the spells, so I just want to use that damage boost for a few seconds, which I do. You can see I'm still +9, and I use it all against the Mountain King, and I force the input potion, but now he's starting to steal my roar, so I have to run. But it was still worth it to use it on the Mountain King, because now the Mountain King is low. So he's essentially out of the fight. However, I have to use my potion to prevent the bolt that would come otherwise. Maybe it was a little bit too preemptive, but I wanted to do it. Just, it's better safe than sorry. And now, I don't know what he's doing with the Mountain King. He catches another bolt, and now I know that I can go for it, because he has no potions anymore. So I commit to the Mountain King kill, and you can see the damage of the griffons is insane, and I get the Mountain King. So all of a sudden, let's take a look at this. I am at 49, so I lost only 5 supply. And he's lost a lot more, he's at 56. Because he's lost the Mountain King and a few other units. He started this fight, it was a 70. Okay, and after the footman loss, it was a 66. So it's starting to look decent for me, because my army is superior now. It doesn't have the damage dealer, which was the Mountain King. Breakers don't really do damage. And he has to retreat, because he can't keep his Archmage alive. That's the power of Griffons. And now I can just snipe one unit after the other. The Shredder, which I didn't mention, but is doing a lot of job on the ground. And now his Archmage, which doesn't have Town Portal, dies! And remember, he doesn't have Town Portal because I forced the Town Portal before when I attacked his Expo. Otherwise, he would have been able to escape here. And everything is falling apart from him. He's at 44. I'm at 37, so I lost a lot of units too. Basically, I lost a lot of Griffons to the Water Elementals, I believe. But still, he cannot fight anymore. Get another breaker. And he's at 43. And I'm still behind because I'm 37, but I got all of my heroes alive, and both of his heroes are gone. And now my Mountain King is finally reaching out leveling, I believe, his hero, because he was level 3. And now I got some time to breathe and set up my expansion. Yeah, his Mountain King is level 3 and he's reviving both heroes from the altar. He should have gone for the tower revive. He's making control magic, I don't know for what. Ah, Okay, he wants to steal my water elementals. Oh, this is interesting. I didn't notice this through the game. The only summon that I have is the water elemental, so that's what he wants to control.
The flows of magic are
But it's not gonna affect this game too much. He needs to find an answer to the Griffons, otherwise his heroes just won't stay alive, because my Griffons are 2-0 right now. And I don't want to give him the time to breathe, obviously. I got my town portal, I got my level 4 strong mountain king, I got my paladin, and now I want to hurt his economy as best as I can. I know that he cannot have both of his heroes up and running right now. And even if he does, it would be a huge investment, and they would be almost without mana, so I just go for his expo, and I'm able to toast this expo. So all of a sudden I'm at 55, mass producing. I got an expansion, and he doesn't have an expansion anymore.
the flows of magic are
So it's starting to look good for me. He's at 58. He still has a scary army, which counters mine. He's got a lot of those sorceresses. You can see I scan, and I see all of this stuff that he's got. He's at 63, and I'm like, I don't want to fight this. I'm at 57. And the reason I don't want to fight that is because of the slow. I have nothing against the slow of the sorceresses, so I just decide to fortify my position, keep scouting for his expansions, and in the meanwhile building breakers. So let's move forward a little bit, because there's nothing to see really at this point.
I smell magic in the air.
Upgrade complete.
Making more and more breakers. I'm just doing stuff that counters the slow, very passive
I smell magic.
phase of the game, because there's nothing left to creep. There's nothing that I can expand, nowhere that I can expand right now. But with another scan I saw that he was trying an expansion here, and so now I don't have time anymore. I cannot allow him to fully mine gold, and so I decided to go. And let's take a look at this fight. So this time is very well positioned, because the tank is eating everything. The Mountain King has trained Clap in the meanwhile, and again I try to go for the heroes. I try to go for the Mountain King, but he escapes. It's pretty fast even without boots of speed. Breakers are falling. Shredder is taking a lot of damage, but sorceresses are starting to fall as well. And I'm going for those casters. I want to get rid of that damn slow, which is the big problem here. Mountain King is still low, but it keeps him out of range. Paladin levels up, getting another priest, using Divine Shield. Bolt on the Mountain King. Mountain King needs to take care, and he falls again. But now my Mountain King is in trouble, and he falls as well. And the last Griffin will fall as well. And then it's got all of these water elementals. Is targeting my water elementals, which I didn't do. I wasn't macroing them, because I was macroing my Griffins. So now I should just run away with the Paladin and not come back. But I was greedy. I wanted to get more kills. I was waiting for my Archmage to be able to summon more water elementals, but I never did. And so he gets the Paladin. And yeah, I overextended over there. I should have just run away
I smell magic in the air.
with both of my heroes and come back later after buying a potion, so I could do more damage using the Paladin, using the fact that he's got only one hero. But it doesn't matter. The reason I overextended there because I felt like at that point I was in control of the game, because keep in mind I'm fully mining.
I come to cleanse this land.
The flows of magic are whimsical today.
He's mining as well, but I got 2 heroes out and he's got 1. I mean, now I don't have any more, but at that moment when I was overextending,
It's hammer time.
I knew that I got 2 heroes. And I didn't think that these water elementals would have had enough damage output to kill my paladin, but they did. So anyways, I rebuy the Mountain King and I see that he's not reaching the tavern. So my goal right now is to just get my 3 heroes faster than he gets his Mountain King out and attack very soon. So just heal up using a scroll of healing and I move again.
I smell magic.
Mountain King does have mana, but he's already reproduced an army. So same game, focusing on the Mountain King immediately. He does have a potion, however. He uses it. But the damage, I just have more damage than he does because of those griffins. But this is not really a fight I want to take. I'm a 44 against 47. Tanks are the hard counter to griffins. But I just want to keep his heroes low. Make sure he can never fully heal up. Because I've seen that his Mountain King control is not that good. Another bolt! Committing to the Mountain King kill and not quite getting it. So now it's very micro intensive. I have to taking care of my Mountain King, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back and try to bolt me now. He's got a lot of mana. So I used the Invul Potion on my Mountain King. That was very well done. So it blocks him from sending the bolt. And it opens up space to go for the Archmage. But again he escapes. But now he's got no heroes and my Mountain King is healthy. And he can summon water elementals. Boom. And the Mountain King is still on the field. So basically this was well done by me. I made a big mistake losing the penalty before, but in this fight I basically out-microed him. I microed my units better and that's why I win the fight. I baited him into coming inside with the Mountain King. Then I used Invul Potion, then I escape, then I come back again and now I can get these peasants. Even though I'm not really hurting his gold peasants. But now I have my paladin back, and with the triple hero combination against 2 heroes, I'm again in a very good position. As soon as I rebuild some units though. So my macro was a bit sloppy here. I forgot to build griffins faster. But still, with the paladin I feel a lot more safer. So I just keep doing this game of running back, sniping units if I can, and coming again. I want to reunite with my griffins first though. Which I do. Now I can just play this Holy Light game. He doesn't have a paladin, that's big. That's his problem. He cannot heal fast. He's trying to mass towers right now. My goal would be to snipe those peasants and the towers. But I don't want to dive in because there's a lot of slow. No, there's no slow, but it's still dangerous. I really don't know why he went clap for. It makes no sense since I only have breakers and griffons, so there's nothing on the ground to clap. And this is massive. Paladin reaches level 3 and now basically nothing should die too easily here. And the potential for healing is just huge. $52 against 50. So even though his army looks bigger because of those tanks which look very massive, actually I have more supply than he does.
Job's done.
Let's say it's about equal, right? His problem is that he's got nothing against my heroes. He's got the counter to my griffons, yeah, but he's got nothing to kill my heroes. Cannot kill my heroes with priests, and his mountain king is not enough. It's not even level 5, I would say. Yeah, it's level 4. Even though it got to kill a lot of stuff in the previous skirmishes, because my mountain king, okay, no, my mountain king is 5 already. So now I can abuse this fact. Holy Light keeping the mountain king safe. I focus his own mountain king, which is low once again. He can never keep his mountain king with full HP, he's always low. And now I just want to keep this constant pressure while building martyr teams in the back to get rid of the towers. Paladin is gonna have infinite mana with a level 2 Brilliance Aura. I just keep healing my units and snipe those. Water Elementals gives me a lot of experience, so now I am level 7, which means for me level 3 Brilliance. Because I don't need... Oh, and I got this mountain. That was massive.
Upgrade complete.
You can see that the lack of the Paladin basically made it possible for me to get that kill. If he had a Paladin, he could have healed his mountain king. So now I can safely go for an expansion. And keep going with this game. Getting the water elementals, so I get a lot of experience. Running back.
I await your command. Upgrade complete.
Producing more, establishing the expo. So now it's 2 bases versus 1. Because he only has this one. But I have 2. So now I have exactly double his income. However, supply-wise, it's still almost the same. I got 4 supply more, it's 63, and that's because he doesn't have a hero. I mean, he's got only the Archmage, so now it's the time to fight, because he doesn't have the Mountain King, but I don't want to dive into those towers, which obviously gave him the advantage, so I need to wait for more mortars before I can engage. Even though at this point I am 7-5-3 with my heroes, and he's 8 and 4, I believe. Yeah.
Our forces are under
Anyways, I'm out leveling him.
Alright, who wants some?
Because I have an entire level 3 hero more than he does. And the Paladin makes such a difference. But still, it's not enough to fight into those towers. And against tanks. So I want to force him to fight far from those towers. I want to have more mortars, obviously. I think I have 3 so far, almost 4. And now I start to attack his towers. Then I put my units on hold position to make sure they don't move. Because if you don't put them in hold position, they will move and go all over the place and die to the towers, essentially. So you gotta use the hold position here. It doesn't have masonry upgrades, so I get another knight, which gives me a convincing supply lead, because now I'm at 79 against 72, 68 at the moment I got the kill. I keep shooting at his towers, but now thanks to the water elemental kill, he's able to reach level 5 on the mountain king. Still, look at the damage he receives on his hero. He can't keep his hero alive. I need to kite and stay out of range of those tanks. But again, he doesn't have a mountain king now because he had to escape, so the archmage is exposed and falls. And that's the GG. He's trying to stay into the game, he's trying to fight. But mountain king will be the next victim here. Catches the bolt. I have to get rid of those tanks. You can see how much damage my griffins are taking, but now finally the last tank falls. Towers fall, and mountain king falls as well. And that's it. So a very stressful game because of the bad start, essentially. Otherwise, I could have won it much faster. But in the end, having 3 heroes against 2 does the job. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.